let's see how this is working now. Trying to get the microphone going. Got an interesting setup here. So going to be curious as to how it all works out. Because we sound pretty quiet, don't we? All right. We're going to be streaming from the Xbox through a PC to Twitch and YouTube tonight. So a different setup than we usually do. Hey, Jason, glad you got your Fading Sun 4th edition books. Glad you also are still enjoying the 2nd edition books. Oh, my goodness, and you had to suffer through me signing the books, too. I appreciate your patience. Your players at each other's throats. We love campaigns like that as long as all the players want that. We set this up so the players could work arm in arm, saving the universe together, or dagger in each other's back. I apparently signed his book, Enjoy More Torture Skills. I hope your players enjoyed it and are looking forward to the next edition of the game. So this is the Noble Armada game that we put together to go along with the miniatures game. We released it. It was originally designed as a mobile game, so a lot of the designs you'll see are around working on a mobile platform. Specifically, we're looking at this being a tablet game. Then we ended up launching it initially on PC, and you can find it on Steam now. And then since then, we have launched it on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. So this is the Xbox version. I didn't show you the intro, I'm sorry to say. But you can take a look at some of the basics for it. Now, we use the thumbsticks for most of the basics. All right, I'm up, down, and all around using the left thumbstick on the Xbox controller. So campaigns and missions at the top, that's what most people do. Skirmish mode over to the right, because that'll be the next thing you'll want to do. The guide, all the information about how to play the game is right here. We hit A to select. So let's take a look here. You've got your Commander's Codex telling you all the basic instructions, handy information all around. And yes, this is in many languages. This is only the English version, of course, that we're looking at now. B to go back. Down below, we've got achievements. I've been having fun here on the Xbox. I don't have that many achievements gotten opened up, unlocked so far. So I still need to get a few more. Conqueror, Marksman, Varlet, Ne'er-do-well. I haven't gotten Blackguard yet. I still need to work on Blackguard. Going for all the bad ones first, I have to admit. All right. Let me know if you all are hearing any echo in this. Yeah, okay, I think the microphone's fine. Again, new setup. Going to have to keep checking on how this works. All right, going back with that old B button. Credits, the most important part of any game. I'll let you all enjoy these for a minute while I'll check my sound settings. Yeah, there we go. The requisite. No echo? Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, interesting setup here tonight. All right. So, credits. And, of course, the folks who backed the Kickstarters. Thanks to all of you. Saber Wraith, Bruce Foster. All sorts of good people on here. Captain Johnny Green, Lee Friedman, Brian Miller. All sorts of great people. We appreciate them at every level. All right. Now, of course, B for back again. And then we've got a bunch of different options that you can select here, including you can indeed change the language of the game. So if you want, there you go. No Vorox. I apologize for not having Vorox included. The Commander's Codex, again, the information on how to play the game, give you that in lots of different places. All right, but let's actually get some gameplay in so we can talk about UI. So really, there are only two buttons we're needing, two buttons, A and B, as well as the thumbstick. Let's get some actual playing in and talk about the design considerations we made along the way. And we'll talk about some Fading Suns as well. And I've also promised some discussion of CIMFest for those of you tuning in. Indeed, we have the Columbus Interactive Media Festival online this weekend with some great events. We've got the team behind Will Wright's new Proxy AI game showing off their Gallium studio tools that anybody can use to create user-generated content for the new Proxy AI game. That'll be Friday night. Saturday, we've got a bunch of incredible panels. Sandy Shen leading a great panel on game narrative design. For those of you trying to get games up on Steam, we've got an excellent pair of indie devs talking about winning early access. We've got an all-star lineup to talk about how to design for non-toxic communities, how to design your games so that they are far less toxic than the others. We've got Brad Merritt, who is the game design lead over Cartoon Network Game Studio. Again, Sandy Shen moderating that one. Kat DeShields Moon, PR manager for Shell Games. Jerry Creasy, community manager for Tripwire Interactive. A number of the team members from High Res Studios, including Oliver and Morrow. The force behind the Jane Eyre game. Lots of good stuff coming up. All right, so let's get into the game. And we'll talk CIMFest as we go along. Again, if you have questions about, hey, James Simpson, thanks for joining us. That is Dr. Unity himself. This game was not designed in Unity, but if you have Unity questions, go ahead and ask him. And I am going to let James type something in chat while I get a cup of water that I should have had right by me. Again, new setup. Usually I have my live streaming setup perfectly set for all this. But everything's in weird places tonight. So, the fun of new streaming techniques. Let's see here. All right, so who shall we play tonight? Shall we play the Hawkwood good guys, the Ducatos even gooder guys? All right, some people think they're the bad guys. I like playing Ducatos. What can I say? That's right, James. You did prototype this for PS4. You did test it out. Lee Halan, the religious ones. The church, the even more religious ones. Al Malik, always fun. Azat, always fun. Why don't we go ahead and take Hawkwood just to go with the standard. This is what most people will be playing it out in. All right, so we're going to walk through the tutorial. I think I did an over. Oh, darn it, Jason. Now you say Ducatos. We'll do the tutorial as Hawkwood, and then we'll play a mission as Ducatos. How does that sound? So I think I did too much explaining the tutorial. We didn't have the codex in when we first did the tutorial, so I felt I had to explain everything in the tutorial. And it goes over the top, I have to admit. But it'll talk through some of the user interface decisions. So, of course, when we designed the game for PC, when we designed it for mobile, we talked about using your fingers. Then when we launched on PC, the design was really for mouse and keyboard. And now, of course, we've got a controller. So we cycle through all the tutorial hints with the A button. To visit a planet, use your left stick to choose it and your X button to select it. So, now I expect to do it, and of course I've got something else pop up. Any enemy ships between you and your destination will attack you. I should have had that after you selected the planet. So I use the stick. One thing we did interesting with the stick, it's really weird that these turn into involved conversations. You notice I'm going back and forth. That's because if I'm not pushing it, it goes back to the base mode. I have to actually be pushing it to the right to get it to select the planet. Now, of course, I'm pushing it to the left, get nothing. You can see with the red arrow where I'm pointing the stick. So we could have just had you hit it and stay, but we felt that was more confusing than this way. Though I have to admit, once you're experienced with the game, you really would like to have it just click and stay. But anyway, so we push over to the planet and press A. But yeah, the weird little interface decisions that end up having a conversation. Should we let it go back and forth, or do you have, once it goes there, is it selected? All right. So A, pass these instructions, and now we're on to the combat screen. Learn to defeat your enemy. Combat tutorial. Probably should not have had that in there. Could have just jumped into the combat tutorial. Lesson learned. Select your ship with A. This pauses the game so you can give orders. Each ship is selected by A, B, X, Y. That wasn't clear enough. By one of those, depending on how many ships you have. You can have up to 4 ships in your fleet. It sounds, in a single ship game, yes, A, B, X, Y does always select your ship. All right, use your left stick to change your direction and the up-down arrows for thrust. So change ship direction. All right, so I'm changing the ship direction. You see how I moved either. That was just a push of the thumb stick. And then the D-pad. But I have to get out of that screen first to move forward. So we got a little bit of thrust going. Now we got to select play, but we really haven't explained how to select play. These are the shoulder buttons up in the right or left. So when I press the left shoulder button, I go to the left. You see these moving across the top? So that is the go forward. So play, unpause, essentially. If you have more than one button, use A, B, X, Y buttons to cycle through them. I could have just said that instead of the earlier tutorial window that I complained about already. The target button allows you to select targets within firing range of your ship. Firing arcs are shown by the red rangefinders. Use the up arrow to cycle targets. Play buttons commits your commands and executes them. Alright, so get in range of the enemy. So we already had some momentum. We kind of lost that, but let's go ahead and, whoops, don't want to face that way. Let's speed up and get going. So we select play. We're moving along with the Averill. Alright, so there's our Ducados enemies. Now in the tutorial I know I can't be hurt, so I'll just let you see stuff. If I select A, I suddenly select my ship. It says get in range and target your ship. So I've got some front guns. So this is one of the things I should have explained a little better. So I'm using my shoulder button to cycle through and I get to targeting. And you see it looks like I've got this enemy selected. I just want to hit A and go on. But A, B, X, and Y just select ships. I haven't actually selected attack there. So I actually have to, if you'll notice that little D-pad layout at the bottom, I actually have to cycle through. And now it's red and now it's targeted. But we don't really explain that well enough to you. Because when you have multiple opponents, you really want to be able to figure out which one you're getting at a time. So now we've got it selected. And now when we unpause the game, the shots cancel each other out. All right, let's do that and actually do some damage to the enemy. Same idea. It's selected. We get ready to fire, and off we go. Wow, now he's hitting me. Let's get the big guns to bear. Let's use the side guns, shall we? So we'll get the side arc ready to fire. Head on back over to select the enemy, and let's go ahead and there we go. Now we did some damage. My front guns aren't the best. The side guns, now that's pretty nice. Ship button gives you access to selected ship information. Now if you look at that panel, do you have any idea which one is the ship button? Well, the ship button is the one that looks like a ship, that third one on the top from the left, but we don't highlight it there. Yay, tutorial fun. The grapple icon appears when one of your ships is in range. Use right arrow to select. Use the left arrow to grapple the enemy. The Marines will begin to space jump to the enemy vessel. Actually, they crawl across the grappling line. They're not going to fly out in space. Are they mad? Well, yeah, they are mad. After the boarding is complete, the ship deck combat interface will appear. So, grapple the enemy ship. So, we target the ship. Now you see it selected. I'm using the right button on the D-pad to do that. And then the left button to launch the grappling hook. Because let me tell you, you get really annoyed when you grapple the wrong ship. All right, now we go to a whole new game, the boarding combat game. We want to have two different types of game in this. This is more turn-based. The other is, of course, more pausable real-time. So we are ready to board the vessel. Flashing hexes are your points of entry. If you have boarding parties available, as indicated top left, board. So let's board the vessel now. We've got a ship. Excellent. Now select the flashing arrow to move the unit onto the ship. So I go on up, and I move them there. Multiple boarding parties are available. New ones arrive over time, depending on force deployed. Trouble is we never really explained this is turn-based until now. When you have finished your moves, click and turn. This will allow the enemy to move. They'll also go on their own, which we don't tell you when everybody you've got has already moved. If you move left and want to wait a turn, you can press X. To capture the vessel, move troops to the bridge and defeat the unit guarding it. Other enemy units will attempt to intercept your troops and defeat them. To engage an enemy unit, simply move on to it. Again, we explain way too much. Alright, let's get this Hawkwood unit going after the heroic Ducados. Again, this is the tutorial, so we can't lose. We can just act foolishly. Just like Hawkwoods always do. Alright, moving lots of troops around. And we defeat them. Overpower them. Alright, so it's interesting because we do have a turn-based strategy game on this. Very simple strategy game, as well as the RTS style game. Interesting to have two different versions of the interface for it. So now we have won the tutorial. Engagement successful. Honorably won, my lord. Of course, I'm a Hawkwood. We vanquished the enemy and salvaged 267 Firebirds because we boarded their ship. We get more money when they board their ship than when we just blast it and bring the Hulk into a prize court to sell. Alright, then we do the repair thing with the X button. And then we go on to the planet. We are celebrated as the Lords of Newlandia. Alright. So, B will take us back. A lets us play it again. It's true, Hawkwoods can buy too much in their own mythology and act foolishly. You can tell that I'm working on Ducato's stuff right now, can't you? Alright, so let's jump back and play a game with the Ducatos! Alright, you notice how quick this fight was. I mean, the tutorial, even me talking through, it was only about 10 minutes. This is designed to have really bite-sized play experiences. 10 minutes is kind of the extent of what we want an individual fight to be. The missions are all designed really to be played in 10 minutes to an hour most. So let's go to the Hawkwood and to the Ducatos, the heroic Ducatos, and give it a try out. Appreciate everyone who's joined us here tonight. Please go ahead and like this video in order to help it show up in other people's algorithms. And if you're not already following the channel, do so, especially if you're interested in game design of all types. And we recently had some Emperor of the Fading Suns live streams and talked about strategy game design. So feel free to check those out after this stream. All right. So had some good mission designers work on a lot of these. Let's scroll through some of the missions. Belia's Retreat. For those of you who don't remember, Pirate Belia is a fun one in the Fading Suns books. Pirates from parts unknown recently began raiding your home system. Today's attack caught a passenger liner containing the Duke's son. And you chase after these unknown pirates. We kind of tell you who it is. Good old Pirate Belia. Alright, the Dark Worlds. Whoops! I didn't mean to select the Dark Worlds. Well, I guess we'll play through it then. Woe to you who travel the dark without a spark of light in thy breast, a pilgrim's pair. What did you do? You just came in really clear, then went back to normal. I'm sorry. I apologize for ever being normal, James. It's how close I'm sitting to the mic. I had to move the mic up here, but it's kind of an awkward positioning. Hey, let's see how this helps. Let's give this a try. See if that makes a difference. We'll find out in a second. All right, but before that, I'm going to... That sounds like I got more hum, not more volume. James, I should have a boom mic hanging over my head wherever I go. Yeah, it really sounds like I got more buzz. I increased the input level in OBS. Let's knock it down just a little bit, see if I get rid of the hum. All right, let's go kill some Hawkwoods. How do you all feel about that? All right, let's go select the planet over here. Ba-doom! All right, now you see I've got 4 ships. You're not outnumbered, but you're definitely outgunned. Kick in the afterburners and move if you want to make it out alive. All right, whoa, they do have some big guns on me. Make it alive to the designated escape route. Ooh, where's the designated escape route? Why isn't it showing up? Hello, I don't see the designated escape route. Now, using the right thumbstick, I can scroll around. And there it is, way down there. Haha, this is actually easy to win. So, we've actually got world wrap in this game. So, when I go up and come off the map, I come in the bottom. Prove that the Emperor doesn't own everything. Exactly. So, let's start with A. And move him around. Let's see here. Why aren't you changing facing, eh? There we go. Let's get that speed going. Now we're going to go to... I wonder if I can get a shot in while I'm doing this. Let's see. No, he doesn't have anyone in his arc. Yeah, he doesn't have any rear guns, unfortunately. I've got them hightailing it out of here as fast as they can. All right, let's see what X... Maybe X can do a shot. All right, change your facing X. There we go. Maybe you can take a shot while we're going. Yep. Select that. We also want to get moving. Let's get that high speed moving. These are going to go fast, fast, fast. B. Change your facing. See if you can get in a shot while we're doing this. Yep. And head on out. Hello? what just happened to my mic? Hello, hello. There we go. That was a weird little pause. Okay. I'm going to maybe knock up the level again. That was a weird blip. All right. Now let's, who am I on? Oh, yes. I was on B. Let's speed B up. Get out of here, too. And finally, let's get to Y, get moving. We put in 2 ways for you to handle the controls. So you see the controls across the top left of the screen that I cycle through using the top shoulder buttons. I'm saying shoulder pads, like I ever played football. If you use the bottom left shoulder button, you get this pop-up, which lets you then use the mouse, not the mouse, the left thumbstick to maneuver through it. So the maneuver options right there. Let's go ahead and move him up a little bit. Let's, why isn't his thrust working now, though? Let's see. There we go. Now Y speed. I'm getting a little bit of delay on it for some reason. All right, so let's unpause and see what happens. Go, Speed Racers! All right, we got some good shooting out of there. Whoops! I completely missed the, went the wrong direction for the exit. So let's get him over. Just thrust. Maybe I should bounce off the asteroids to slow myself down. Never a bad idea. Alright, my other ship should be coming through. Yep. Alright, X. Let's get you going the other way too. And this is a realistic, pseudo-realistic physics system. In other words, you have to counter your thrust. I can't just turn on a dime. I should have explained that at the beginning. That's part of the fun of this game. And actually, one of the major play functions that you do as a player is figure out your thrust. And you see how they're having to maneuver around to counter thrust in order to adjust the movement. You can't just, like I said, time to turn left, I turn left. No, you have to counter thrust and hope you get it going the right way. So now you see we've got the red line showing the direction you're going in, and the yellow and green line to show you the direction you'll go as you adjust your thrust. So that's what A will do. Let's see X. So now I've got X doing the same. Let's see where the other ships are. Come on, B. Victory. Ooh, I can shoot someone too. Hey. Oh, I've lost some shields on this ship and some guns by not paying attention to it. Alright. Let's keep going. See what happens. A big fleet to try and manipulate. Alright. Y has indeed hit the asteroids and slowed down as a result. So let's go ahead and get it coming straight across as fast as it can. Oop. Maybe it hasn't actually bounced yet. Well, let's see what happens. Alright, let's get the B heading over that way. Hello. We have the Princess of the Empire joining us right now. We're not actually on camera tonight. Do you want to say something? Oh, say hi to everybody.
Hi!
There we go. Now you know what Emperor Alexius has been up to. Did you want to try out the game tonight? Sure. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We've got that little ship, the Victory over there, that we're trying to get into that little area of green lines, okay? So what you need to do first is take this thumbstick and push it all the way to the left. See, that's good. And then let go of it. You see how he changes facing that way? Now you have to hit this button, and that's going to have his acceleration go up, his speed. Essentially. All right, keep pressing. You see how that's going up every time you press it? All the way to the top. Excellent. All right. And then we're going to unpause the game. You're going to hit this button up here. It's called the top shoulder. Do the top. Well, that will work too. What did I want to do? I don't remember. Well, we'll unpause the game and see what happens. Whoa, look at that B ship go. All right. The victory. A and X are where we want them to be. They're in the way out. And B and Y, we still need to get somewhere. B and Y are over there, but for some reason we're not getting them now. Hey, hey.
Well, hello, everyone. Now I need to go upstairs and go to bed, so goodbye.
Good night. Excellent, everyone. I'll let you play the game more next time. All right. This is interesting. I don't know how well this got tested for Xbox, so I'm not able to get back to my main ships now. Huh. Curious. Very strange. Alright, I think I've got an idea. I have an angle. Go to ship info screen and see if I can move between my ships here. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, but now I can control them. Sometimes we have learned if something gets weird, you go to the ship info and things will reset. Yeah, exactly, Jason. A bug even more invasive than that of the symbiotes. Alright, Victory. Let's get you on down. Get on down, get on down. Wow, we're definitely having you. Uh-oh, did Y get killed? No? But for some reason, I'm not getting the option of control. Now, I got the option of control Victory. Let's see if I can regain control of other ships. Okay, B, you're going away too quickly. Let's not keep going away that fast. Well, now you'll bounce off of that, and now we'll finally get you going the correct way. So back to B. Alright, now B will go into the correct area, and that'll leave us one more ship. Alright. One last ship to get out of here. Alright. So 3 ships have made it. Where's the last ship? Which I can't even find now. Very strange. Try and pause, you can just see what happens for a minute. X, Y, A, B. Let's go ahead and choose the ship screen. See if that's helped. EA. Very curious. Very curious. I want to restart the whole console, just want to restart the game. Ha! Alright, let's try out some other things. Let's just fight the enemy, perhaps. Show how that UI works. See if we got anyone in your arc. Nope. Interesting issue. Okay, A, let's see if you can shoot. Hey, can I actually board? Yeah, let's do a boarding combat just to have some fun with it. Or not. Somehow not getting everybody into the exit area, I think, has confused the game. Try a boarding again. No, now we boarded. I guess we just got out of range on the last one. Alright. So again, doing the turn-based strategy game, the focus was to use as little interface as possible. So you select a unit with an A, pick the ship the space it's moving to. You have the arrows to show you where you're going. And A again will send you there. Where the flashing airlocks, that's how you can come in. And there you go. Land on someone, you get a good combat going on. And even while the fight's going on, you can keep coming in, because it is turn-based. We're letting the computer hash out what the combat effects are going to be. So, let's keep the Ducatos moving onto Hawkwood vessels. You see how the art shows both units fighting, and we captured the enemy. Boarding operation complete. Enemy Marines defeated. We've captured their ship. See how many other enemy ships we still have. There's still a few of them around. Let's see if we can get any of the others. B. Yes, B can board. Let's end this way. Let's just do a whole bunch of boarding combats and end the fight. We're going to use up all our Marines in the first fights, unfortunately. Okay, sending the Marines on to this ship. I should have seen the name. Hornet class. I didn't see the name of the enemy ship. Always good to know the name of the one you're destroying. Who should be the names of some of our heroic Ducatos? What do you say? You have Hiram Ducatos, Antonin Ducatos, Salandra herself, perhaps, moving into victory. Get them all moving on through. Die, evil, evil Hawkwood. Even if you think you're the good guys. We're doing alright with this boarding action. So clearly I should have tested out this mission more on the Xbox. Works well on the PC. A good one to have tested out other ways. Alright. Let's go down here, see if the Y legendary can do me any good. Maybe you can go capture a Hawkwood ship as well. Alright, legendary. Let's do some boarding. Whoa! Unfortunately, we have that in our way. There we go. Now we can see. Oh, can't board. Not close enough to board. Or maybe we don't have enough Marines to board. Not sure which. Let's change facing. See if we can take this one. Oh, there we do. We do have the boarding icon. All right, target the ship, and let's grapple. Grapple, grapple, grapple. Yeah, allows us to get back into that turn-based combat system we've set up. All right, still have our valiant Ducatos Marines armed with, I don't know, what should we say they're armed with? Axes and slug guns, blasters, and, nah, I don't have blasters. They're lucky that, they have actual weapons. And maybe some armor too. We give them, we at least pretend that they have some breathing apparatus. Nope. They're probably just holding their breath as long as they can as they fight in space. This fight doesn't seem to be going as well for us. Curiously. Those Hawkwood seem to be taking us out pretty badly. They won't get our ship, but we're not going to get theirs. We're down to almost nobody. Let's see what we can do. No, they are... Hey, we did it! We did it, we did it. Alright, we've got one more Hawkwood vessel in red. Let's see here. Who's closest to it? Maybe X. Again, using a thumb pad to change facing. See what happens when we give it thrust. Let's get going. And I've got an invisible one there, don't I? That's annoying. And X is not getting the option to board. Maybe B can board. Let's see if that does us any good. Probably no Marines left on B, unfortunately. Yeah, there's almost no Marines left. This will not be a particularly successful attack. But they're Decado serfs, so dying is probably better than life anyway. The Decado Marines are probably Cossacks. They're too tough to need weapons armor. That is true. Not that they were genetically modified against church doctrine, but they were genetically modified against church doctrine. Yeah, the Decado serve, one of the funnest part of the Jacobian agency. Hey, hey. There's your option to go. Yeah, we lost that fight, unfortunately. Cossacks are no. Now I think I have X on board here. Now X can do it. So let's go ahead and board this last ship and get it done with. So I can finally show you how we did the planet interface. Now we've got enough to take out those evil Hawkwoods. Let's go, Speed Racer. Go, Speed Racer, Decados, go. There we go. Now Salandra's in charge. She's making this happen. Good old Salandra Decados, the true hero of the Fading Suns universe. Oh man, these are some pretty tough Marines. But we won. We wore them down. We got the ship. But it's still showing up for some reason. Having all sorts of weird issues with this version of the game. Let's just go ahead and shoot and see what happens. Oops. Let's get B shooting as well. Oh, not many guns left on B. Let's face the other way, shall we? Let's use those guns. Let's see what happens now when we unpause. Alright, B, let's get a little bit more going on here. And X, you're going to have to turn around and give a different facing of weapons, aren't you? See what you have in the front arc. Trouble is we're hitting different shields of the Hawkwood ship. Yes, you have shields on the various sides. Fore, aft, port, starboard. And you can have full shields on one and be empty on another, and be really safe on the side where you've got the shields and be whittled down to nothing on the other. Okay. And now I'm hitting yet another set of shields. Way way too far away. Yep, out of the firing arc with this one. Let's change around a bit. See if I go face this way. If I get a better arc. Arc time! There we go, now we're in arc. See how it goes. Now nobody's near the enemy. Let's try A. Alright. Like I said, the fights are supposed to be over really quickly. Not so much this time. Let's slow down by boarding. It's back to a full complement. Interesting. Oh no, it consolidated its units down to 3. So it has it keeps track of the losses between each fight. So it's got 4 Marine contingents now, as opposed to probably the 6 it had before. Go, valiant Dakotas! Show them where you live, which is the jungles, the rotting jungles of Severus. Took out them again, but at least now we've slowed down, so maybe we can shoot. Ah! No guns left on this one. Do we even have any front guns left? There we go. Yep, we got some front guns. Let's see if they do any good. Alright. And the game is definitely taking longer than I thought it would. I thought I destroyed that ship. Some weird things going on in this mission, so I've got to remember that. That's what I get for grabbing the mission I hadn't planned on doing this time around. Alright. Well, we are at 7:44. I had promised to discuss the CIMFest planning as well. You can find the CIMFest information at ggda.org. We've got a number of different articles up there about it. As I said, we are actually going to start at 7 p.m. Friday with a workshop on the Gallium tools for use in Will Wright's new Proxy AI game. We'll start at 11:30 with suggestions on how to make social networking-like work for you. We've got 2 great programming sessions, Ryan Klein with Lost Boy Interactive and Chris Chambers with Army Game Studio, talking about different programming structures that'll help you, including better ways to use scripting engines. And of course, we've got the 1 o'clock roundtable. It's just a stellar lineup of speakers. Joe Casava is giving a look at his game business philosophy, done with 12 years of the Puzzles by Joe and the Clutter franchise. 6 o'clock, Stu Phelps and Jason Hillhouse with Blue Bomber Games, talking about how to make Steam early access work for you. And of course, Laura Hall, the VR girl, who's made VR live streaming such a success. We'll talk about how to use live streaming to help your own businesses, and especially VR streaming. More of those we get, the better. All right, let's see what we have left for ships here. Still got that one enemy ship somehow. Let's try something again. Go back to ship. Oh, and on Sunday we will have a game dev meetup. Mason Mill Park here in DeKalb County, Georgia. Come on out, small pavilion. Join us for pizza and planning as we talk about the upcoming year. Our first in-person event of the year. All right, X, how are you doing? Well, not sure why this scenario is not ending like it should have. I'm going to sit down and work with this one for a little bit and get it working again. If anyone else has any questions or comments in chat, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to try and debug for a while. So I'm going to shut down the stream and dig it out. But I hope you can join us this weekend. If you want to be in the workshop, you do have to register for it on Eventbrite. We have a limited number of slots for that one. But, of course, anybody can watch the YouTube live streams on Saturday. And if you are a GGDA member, you are quite welcome to be in the Discord to talk to the speakers after they're done with their sessions. Hey, Jason. It's the Takado's opponent who's supposed to think this scenario isn't the ending the way we thought. Exactly. This was all a brilliant Takado scheme to totally confuse House Hawkwood. All right. Debugging time for me. Thanks all of you for joining. Always a good, fun stream. And I look forward to seeing you all this week. Oh, on the 16th, we'll be live streaming a VR game with Kimiko and Atlanta Gamer Life. So get ready for VR via YouTube. All right, everyone. Have a great evening.